the Big LG Doc Gallows, and you're watching the Wrestling Junkies. Boom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I'm joined by that handsome devil, the podcast dad, who wants to make it known that there's a change of scenery in the podcast family home new set here, and it's looking good, I gotta say.
I told you it was coming. We officially have split the twins up. They were in their own separate rooms now, which means the podcast studio had moved to the basement, so that's what we did all weekend. I couldn't decide which championship banner I wanted to fly back there for the Eagles, no pun intended. We picked that one. Maybe we're on a little bit of a revolving thing. We'll see what happens. I know you were a little upset. Maybe one day you could hang a towel back there that says champion.
Well, I'm confident that one day before I die that will happen. Okay, so don't worry about me. Don't you worry about me.
I'm always worried about you, Mr. Cincinnati. I'm always worried about you. I'm very happy your name's not Mr. Cleveland, but I'm still always worried about Mr. Cincinnati. Hey, everyone.
I would agree with that, too. We did catch some strays from Rami at False Finish the other day because he's not an Eagles fan and he does not like the state of Ohio. So,
it happens.
I don't know. We still like him, though. He's a great writer, so check out his stuff. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. As always, you can find us on X, TikTok, and Buzzer at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram over at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, please do us a huge favor and subscribe to that YouTube channel, Podcast Dad. What's that magic number?
Magic number is 1. If you like what we're doing here, please tell one person, because why not? What else are you going to do? Like, I know about this awesome podcast, but I'm just going to keep it to myself. We don't want to be a secret. Come on. Come tell one person. Tell your. Let's see if I can run through the Rolodex for Mr. Cincinnati. What does he say? Your dispensary person, your bartender, your back shop buddy, your Stinky Link, Tim Bosby. Whoever you want to tell.
Tim Bosby, but anyway,
just tell anybody, please. How much fun we're having and how much fun we want to have with you guys. Jump into those chats, ask us any questions. Or, you can ask us wrestling questions. You could ask us football questions. You could ask us life questions. We just want to have a fun, positive environment in this world of wrestling that we love. So, hey, pull up a seat. The table's back there. It looks like there's some water back there, but hey.
Yeah, dude, we're so we leave for vacation on Wednesday, and we're kind of in that trying to pack and get stuff together phase.
Yells at me for going on a vacation, then literally a month later does it. I got so much shit.
I wouldn't say that you got so much shit. It's just let's see, we had SCI, and then Grant basically kidnapped you for a week, and then
a week. I missed two shows.
Felt like a week.
No.
Hey, Obafemi's coming out here.
You're dramatic. I could have had it up there, but I didn't.
Whatever. Shout out to our friends at Turnbuckle.
Keep going. I'm going to turn on my TV now. I have a TV down here.
Well, isn't he fancy? Okay, he's got a TV in front of his desk set up. Yeah, congrats. Anyway, shout out to our friends at Turnbuckle. The Raw Rundown was available. I know. Whatever. It's a nice space. Whatever. Shout out Turnbuckle. Follow the Discord server. Sign up for Turnbuckle Gold on Patreon. We've got some new content that we're getting ready to announce here in the next couple of weeks. It is a brand new format that we are developing with our friends over at the 10 Account Podcast. So do yourselves a favor. Follow official Turnbuckle for updates. Shout out to our friends at Body Slam. We'll be back. We will be off this weekend, or this Wednesday, excuse me, but we'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Show some love to our friends at the Scrap as well. If you want some great wrestling takes, if you just want to sit back and read some good shit about wrestling, that's the place to do it. And scan the QR code for our Pro Wrestling Tees store. Podcast ad. I've gotten through all the plugs right now. Yeah. Before we introduce our guest tonight, I do have to give a special shout out to King Chris. He did let me know the other day that the arrival of the Prince happened this weekend. So, King Chris, first time dad. So, congratulations, friend.
You got to really want him, King Chris. So I hope you really wanted him. Although I will say we may be in an era right now where our kids are just kind of doing their own thing, and it's really weird because we don't have to be around them. And now they got their own rooms. We've noticed it this weekend. They both kind of went to their rooms and did their thing.
Did their own thing.
My podcast mom and myself were just kind of sitting there like, what do we do? Like, oh,
How much did she cry?
We don't have to entertain the kid. Oh, she cried last week because it was their first day of school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one. But Pop, we're all on over here. Yeah, it looks like we do have Oba Femi on, so that's cool.
We do. But we do have to introduce our guest to help us along with our coverage live. Raw is live right now. So join us tonight. He is a Western Massachusetts news anchor and a diehard WWE fan. We connected with Tyler through TikTok and realized pretty much right away that he knows ball. So we thought that there was no better way to talk about Raw. And it doesn't happen often that we get to have a live show while Raw is on the air. So without further ado, please welcome Tyler Balderi to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Tyler, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, Mr. Cincinnati, I'm doing great. Podcast Dad, it's great to see you. I will say, you might notice I don't have a championship banner behind me for the Patriots. There were just so many to choose from. I got overwhelmed and I couldn't pick one. But, I'm sure you'll experience that someday yourself. But what's up?
Remember that one? Do you remember that one?
I do remember that one. It's funny.
I
It
do
was
too.
right in between the two that we got. Yeah, it was a tough one. But
All right, the Eagles are the only team ever to stop 2 3-peats. No big deal.
hey, you guys did take down the Chiefs. I was very happy about that. I was a diehard Eagles fan for about one night a couple years ago. So I will give you that. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for having me. I think it's crazy that you even stumbled upon my daily morning newscast content.
Dude,
No,
I swear to
it's
God,
so cool.
TikTok just drops us off anywhere.
So, funny thing, he sent me a video of one of your TikToks. And just immediately, I'm like, oh, this is one of the coolest guys in the world. Dude's on the news talking about wrestling. Like, let's go. Like, how are you doing this? Like, it's awesome. So, that was
it's
a
hilarious.
no-brainer. Once we see somebody fun, somebody having fun with wrestling, that's what we're about. So, welcome to the show, man.
Of course, man. It's it's fun. I anchor the news for 4 hours every single morning. Western Mass News. If you're interested in knowing about local news in Springfield, Massachusetts, I guess. But we do it 4 hours in the morning. So what happens is there's a lot of dead time for me, at least, because we have to do the weather, we have to do our pre-recorded stories and all that. So I'm not live on camera the whole time. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Either I'm watching a live stream on WWE Vault of whatever random Attitude Era matches they decide to play in a gauntlet, or I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try and find that balance between illustrating ball knowledge and also giving people some relatability. I was close to throwing out I did a Yoshitatsu video, and
Wow.
I got a comment from somebody going, listen, I got a comment from somebody going, oh, that's the most overrated ball knowledge. Like, everybody thinks they know ball when they mention Yoshitatsu. I go, look, man, I'm trying to be mainstream. I responded to him. I was like, all right, check out Ruckus. Enjoy the Ruckus highlight tape from Backyard Wrestling. Then we can talk ball knowledge.
Here we go. Let's go back in the Wayback Machine. How'd you get introduced to wrestling? Like, what was that first moment that you can remember where like, oh, I love this?
It was a legendary matchup. It was, probably a fairy tale introduction to the industry. It was Jamie Noble versus Jimmy Wang Yang on a random episode of SmackDown in 2006, I think. And
I remember that one fondly.
yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? I think HBK was feuding with Mr. Kennedy, so some real heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But my dad was just flipping through the channels, dropped me off there because he used to watch, in the era, his favorite was George the Animal Steel. And next thing I knew, I'm playing the video games. I had an N64 and I was playing, WCW NWO Revenge. I thought Goldberg was Steve Austin. I couldn't really read. And so it was pretty much, I went from watching the show weekly to getting into the video games a little bit to being like, hey, I love the history of this stuff. And then next thing you know, fast forward, I'm 25 years old now, and I've been, watching, I could pull up some, what do you call it? Gorgeous George tape at this point. I've been enamored by the history of the industry.
So let's talk about, it can be across generations, but at this point in your fandom, who are some of your favorites? Who are the ones that you're 10 toes down for, or you're going to die on the hill?
Okay, so we have Monday Night Raw, so I will stick with current guys.
Okay.
I could ramble on about my admiration for a guy like Brian Pillman from a bygone era, but in this day and age, first of all, LA Knight, is I've been riding for I've been riding for LA Knight since 2022. I think it's criminal that he hasn't won the Money in the Bank contract yet. I think that it's an absolute joke. He's over. He's a beast on the mic. He stumbles a little bit, but I think his charisma overcomes any botches verbally or physically. So LA Knight. I mean, I guess these are all main, Ilya Dragunov is the headline right now. And I was riding for Ilya Dragunov because Gunther's, Walter Gunther, whatever you want to call him, he was my guy. My whole thing was when he first won the World Heavyweight Championship and they called Ilya up, it was, I commented, I was like, a mad dragon waits at the end of Gunther's reign. I love this idea that this little guy, he might not be able to beat John Cena, or he might not be able to beat the other main eventers, but I like the idea of having a little guy who has the main eventer's number. Like that's almost the story of he can't beat everybody, but he can beat Gunther, and he's going to give everybody a fight. And I like that, but then they got rid of him. And then, so I'll go 2 more off the top of my head. I was a Dominic Mysterio fan from the jump. Nuclear Heat, I love that. And then I think I'll throw an underrated guy a bone in the similar vein of Dominic Mysterio. I'm riding for JD McDonough right now. I think he's underutilized. I think he's a great talent. I don't know how marketable he is. I don't know if he's ever going to be a top of the card guy, but I like rooting for him. I think he's a fun little scrappy dude to watch.
And I like the names that you threw out. We'll get to Raw here in a second because LA Knight did kick off the show. But when you mentioned JD McDonough, and I think about the current state of the current Intercontinental title picture, as nice as it's been to see JD McDonough have these occasional flashes of relevance in major stories, Jordan Devlin would fit right the fuck at home in this Intercontinental Championship picture.
Absolutely.
If you let him be that Irish ace, just stone cold killer that we saw in NXT UK. But I think we're still very much recoiling from the Ilya Dragunov news, not just because of the release itself. It's the larger fact that it sounds like there are more coming. And then, there's a very convoluted explanation that is making the rounds as to what TKO or WWE may see as, if you're not a numbers mover, and certain salaries may not be worth the numbers that they are moving, but you're not giving them a chance to move those numbers when they're not on TV. So I feel like there's some degree of panic with what we're kind of seeing with the current landscape of talent relations and talent releases at this point right now. But in your opinion, how panicked should we be?
Well, in my opinion, so here's my thing when it comes to the panic level with any releases in professional wrestling and in WWE is I think this is a tale as old as time itself. I mean, I remember being in high school, and this might date me here, or the reverse, make me seem like a little kid. But I remember being in high school and being absolutely gutted when Damian Sandow got released. And being like, oh, this guy's over. He's money. People like him, this, that, and the other thing. I've just seen, I remember the first, Bloody Monday I think it was 2017. I have to look up the number, whatever year it was. Yeah. And so I see a guy like Ilya Dragunov get released, and I don't necessarily panic because I think this industry, and I think the WWE in general, has always really, at the end of the day, been about numbers. And to your point, Ilya Dragunov, I think, could have been in a money feud. I think he has the tools to be engaging in the ring. His matches against Walter in NXT UK were matches that I could show a casual fan to get them into the product. So when you have a guy that's able to, just by his body language and his emotes, he's able to capture a casual audience. I think that's the type of thing. Look, if I'm in charge of WWE, I'm not letting him go. But I don't think it's anything new is kind of my point here. So I'm disappointed by it. I certainly don't think it's the end of Ilya Dragunov's story. I think, there's always, like I said, there's always room for a guy who can get an audience invested with his body language and his storytelling in the ring. And Ilya is one of the best guys at that. So I'm not panicked. It's just, it's a shame that we kind of thought when Vince left and Triple H, Paul Levesque took over, that we would see a lot of these tendencies maybe become archaic, become a thing of the past. But these days, it seems like with TKO, we're getting a lot of these McMahon-esque business decisions.
Yeah. It's just about the money. At the end of the day, I think we talk about it all the time. It used to be a family-run organization. This is now a corporation, and at the end of the day, they're here to make money. They don't really care about the feelings anymore. They want to make money.
Yeah.
Speaking of making money, I have a really, really bold take that I want to run by both of you about the two men who we see. Oba is now getting attacked by Austin Theory. Wish he would just go away. But Braun Breaker and Oba Femi. Sunday night's main event, September 6th. I want to see Oba Femi squash Braun Breaker.
Mr. Cincinnati, I'm going to let you take the reins on that one.
And I'm going to tell you why. Let me explain.
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be about who's the guy, who's the next guy. We all thought it was Braun at first, but Braun's kind of faded back a little bit. Had some injury things, the vision thing, whatever it may be, right? If you go out there and you squash him, he's going to break away from the vision. He's going to break away from Paul Heyman. We are going to see that intensity, that fire come back from Braun Breaker to go, I have to catch up. I need to get back to the level that I was. There's your WrestleMania match. Braun Breaker can go on, win the Rumble, and then you have Braun Breaker and Oba Femi, the rematch at WrestleMania.
So I hear what you say about that. And I think overall the strategy is sound. I would advise against running through Braun Breaker when we're trying to rehab him. I think that you can still get to that same objective with what I think should be a non-finish, because Bronson Reed is waiting in the wings. And if we never get the clear winner between Oba and Braun, you can come back to this later. But Oba is going to be so pissed that someone else has fucked with me again when I'm trying to check my list of what I want to do in 2026, that you can kind of pivot towards a Bronson Reed Oba Femi program. Because yes, we hear WWE say we want to treat him as a monster main event level heel on the way up here. If we still have Braun, so pissed off that, okay, he's taking my thunder now that he's come back. I was in this program with Oba Femi. I probably would have had him beat if he did not show up and intervene in my match. And you can still have that blow up of the vision where he says, fuck this, I'm out. But I don't know. I like the idea of neither man taking a pin at Sunday night's main event. That's just me. But Tyler, what say you?
So I would say I probably fall more in the middle between you two. Because I do think if you're going to have Oba Femi, if we're really going to strap a rocket on Oba Femi, bring him to the moon, then I do think he needs a dominant performance just about every time you're using him. I don't think Braun versus Oba is necessarily endgame. I do think that Oba might just be, he might be main event. I mean, we had him retire Lesnar. So I would probably, I like the idea of a rehabilitation program for Braun Breaker being like, damn, I was sharper without I think you get him away from the vision. I agree with that. And I like the idea of it being, I'm sharp. I should be sharper. I'm resting on my laurels because I have this protection, whatever. And he kind of goes independent. I like that idea. The only thing is, in that case, in that hypothetical that you brought up, we have Braun basically being brought up as a babyface, a resilient underdog, and Oba being the heel. I'm still thinking we ride the Oba Femi hype train of the crowd chanting him, and like I don't necessarily want him against the plucky underdog Braun Breaker. So the type of match that I would have in mind for these two would be something like Goldberg Lesnar. From whatever pay-per-view that was, I think it was
Survivor Series kind of.
It was not the squash match, but it was like Lesnar got in a few of his finishers, and it was like, holy shit, he's gonna take out Goldberg, and then Goldberg comes back.
It might have been
Mania. It was like a 10-minute match, finisher, and winner comes out looking like $1 million. Loser lost handily. There's no doubt about it. In this case, Oba wins in a dominating fashion, but Braun Breaker gets his licks in and gets seen as a toe-to-toe threat with the guy. He just shouldn't be on Oba's level just yet. So I would have Oba win clean, but I would have it be almost, for lack of a better term, bit of a spot fest. I think you can do that in a fun way, like we saw with Goldberg Lesnar. And that's the match of the two powerhouses. I want a Hoss match, two heavy hitters landing heavy hits.
Speaking of a Haas, Jacob did not like what the Usos told him.
He did not. I'm
Told,
telling you, that's
Jay told him, like, you got to listen to me now. I'm, I got the black ulafala. That means I'm the captain. You have to listen to what I say.
Yeah.
And Jacob was not into that.
But I like that that's been the recurring theme is that Jacob will straight up tell you, like, I'm not gonna like. I acknowledge him because I lost the match saying I have to. I'm a man of my word in that respect. But you guys, I don't. I love that because we didn't see that with Solo, and I mean that's starting to rear its head now with him being defiant and over babyface.
So much better, Tyler.
Yeah,
how much better is Solo Sikoa right now?
Oh my God! I mean, it's
so
incomparable.
Good.
It's incomparable. He started showing flashes a year or two ago, and that's when he was the most doing like imitating guys in the ring. It's the best. He's the best. Him and I love him and as much as I wish LA Knight was not in a tag sort of environment right now.
Yeah.
I love if you're gonna put him in a tag environment, Face Solo is the guy.
I agree.
It's
I mean, especially with the kind of how discourse of does creative really like LA Knight? I mean, he's back in a prominent spot right now. At least he's
absolutely
got this uneasy alliance with Solo right now that is tangential to the world heavyweight champion and the bloodline. So it's no money in the bank, but he could be in catering.
Shot.
Yeah. I like as much as I was just saying, I think it's egregious that he hasn't won Money in the Bank. He hasn't been put in the world title picture. This is a guy that I was worried about was going to get fired when he was Max Dupree. And I was watching him and I was like, oh my God, like, do not fire my guy. Like I was, that ascent where now he's in the people I hate to say it, but I think a lot of people forget pro wrestling. I mean, this is entertainment. This isn't a real athletic competition. So a guy like LA Knight might not be your top champion right now, but the belt, it's not like we're talking about the WBO world heavyweight title in boxing. We're talking about wrestling. This guy's on all the ads. He's in all the video games. He's in all the marketing. He's getting paid good money. He's in marquee feuds. He's got mic time. It's a battle for TV time, and he gets more TV time than most. So if I'm LA Knight, I don't think creative hates me. That's kind of my take.
No, he's in a good spot now. I think we're a little. That U.S. title run wasn't great. He beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Everybody forgets that.
He did.
Like, should have made that a bigger deal. Like everybody forgets that happened. So they could have booked him better. We're on the right path for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is and this goes back to final cut of WWE Unreal. Is we're seeing that segment of Triple H reaming him out and just kind of going in on it and just. That's just one of those things that you could have found other ways to work around that or to, you're putting that out there for a reason, that's exactly. WWE and they're very polished and controlled with how they come off in Final Cut. And that certainly didn't help in people's minds, which is unfortunate, but it does feel like he's kind of the pendulum swinging back in the other direction. Looks like we were getting ready to get the first full entrance of Big Cass since returning to WWE. Over under on how many actual words that Corey Graves says during this match.
You gotta stop doing that, man. Stop doing that every week. You gotta stop.
But I mean, again, the difference is this is a full match now. Like it is.
Well, luckily they changed his Tron too. It doesn't say big ass anymore, so that's good. Can we talk about something real quick that I don't think Eric and I have talked about either? So I'm interested to hear your reaction. Sami Zayn cost Kevin Owens the title.
Oh God, what a main event.
Does CM Punk need this title right now? Why couldn't we give it to Kevin Owens?
Look, man, why couldn't we give the title to Kevin Owens is a question that I've been asking for a long time now.
Yes.
in a variety of different contexts. I still remember when Triple H in the ring handed him the Universal Championship. Me and all my buddies called each other immediately after the show. And like I've been preaching this. I honestly, I don't have an answer to be honest. I don't have an answer as to why we couldn't have given it to Kevin Owens in that sentence. I saw the clip. I wasn't able to watch it live, so I had to watch the aftermath. And I was just like, this is not the satisfying conclusion of the match that I was looking for. The Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens thing. I mean, gee, like the guy just came back and we're throwing him right back into another feud with Sami Zayn. I know we chanted fight forever in 2014, but I don't know how to heart we really had to take that. And yeah, so not the ending I was looking for.
I think considering that we didn't know if we were getting Kevin Owens back kind of thing, it was like, I want to see him wrestle so many other people rather than another feud with Sami Zayn right now.
Yeah.
But if you do the Sami Zayn feud, literally, why can't it be for the championship? Are you really clamoring for CM Punk, Randy Orton for the championship? Not really. I don't want to see that. I have no interest in that. I have much more interest in Owens and Zayn finally feuding for that title.
Yeah, I agree. That's main event built up for, if you're going to have these two fight forever, let's add some stakes on the 18th iteration.
Yeah. And you know, if I can be Sean O'Hare here for a second and, you know, advocate for the devil, excuse me. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Because one of the worries that I had coming out of SummerSlam, or at least, you know, last week, was how quickly we're going into this match with Punk and Owens, because there was a lot of time between SummerSlam, Money in the Bank. I mean, we still have, you know, 5.5 weeks at this point until the next PLE. That, yeah, and you know, I know that we've got Raw in Mexico where, you know, Roman's going to headline that, and we've got Sunday night's main event coming up. But I was worried that this was going to be a one and done sort of. Kevin Owens, yes, gets the triumphant return, SummerSlam, gets the win, number one contender, immediately loses, and he's on to another program. Sammy is the necessary evil to keep this feud alive, because they could have just as easily in Toronto said clean finish on, and then, you know, whatever else we have lined up for Punk. They could have absolutely done that, but Kevin Owens is the guy that we have needed to add depth to the roster for the better part of the last 18 months, because we have bemoaned a lot of the creative and the names that we wish were on the roster now. Kevin Owens is one of those huge names that is now back. And yeah, it great TV match. You know, it's up there with one of the best of the year, but thanks to Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens has another crack at the WWE title. So it does keep it alive. Yes, it does have to do, you know, it kind of revives that feud a little bit, but we could be just as easily talking about Kevin Owens having lost and then figuring out what the hell he does next.
Could have certainly been worse. I will give you that. It certainly could have been worse. I would have liked the interference maybe to skew a little bit. I mean, wouldn't it have been something if Sammy was attempting to thwart Kevin Owens and then he ends up hitting Punk with a haluva kick or whatever it is, and somehow you work the interference in such a way that, hey, now everybody's pissed at each other. Kevin Owens escapes with the title. It's miraculous, you know?
Yeah. I want to see Kevin Owens with the championship. That's all.
I know.
That's all.
I know.
Because, again, going from someone that we didn't know if we were going to see again kind of thing, it was like, man, I'm so happy he's back, but he's already lost.
Yep. So the concerns with Ilya, one guy's guaranteed money. I mean, he's guaranteed money. It's Punk.
That's just the concern with Owens. It's like, oh man, he just lost another world title match.
Yep.
How many did he lose to Roman during the 4-year Bloodline storyline?
I was gonna say Roman's greatest adversary.
3 Rumbles, right?
Yes, 3 consecutive Rumbles.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I understand it. I do.
It's not even like, because at least Drew won the title. Like, Kevin Owens just can't win the title. Like, do something. Sami Zayn won the title.
Yeah, but they hot potatoed it. Got us all excited, but now we went right back to predictable Cody. I was like, oh yeah, Cody versus Randy, and we just forgot about 20 years worth of history there.
Yeah, dude, I still don't care about that feud as much
as
I
don't
thought
care
it was.
about it either. I'm so out on it.
I do like the line Cody dropped.
Which one?
You know, it's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Like, that's a Paul Heyman line.
I know. I don't necessarily.
I need a heel.
I know. I would love heel Cody. I don't think that Paul Heyman needs to be part of that equation.
Why?
The
history between Paul and Dusty is crazy. They can play with it. It's there.
I know that Paul Heyman is a bit of a homie hopper when we look at the annals of WWE history over the last 25 years. Yes, I just don't necessarily need Cody added to this list.
I do. Why not? We didn't need it when he got added to Roman, but then we needed
that.
it.
Let's be honest. That he absolutely needed that.
What's the difference?
Cody.
No one's ever going to believe Cody's going to be a heel. He just sounds corny.
Well,
I think the only way you do it, Mr. Cincinnati, you mentioned Sean O'Hare. Let's if we're gonna make Paul Heyman, he's the advocate. I mean, he's got to be the only way you get Paul Heyman involved. You got to be devil's advocate, but you'd have to build that. You'd have to build up Paul Heyman being in Cody's ear for a long time. You need Cody to lose. But TKO, he's money. He's printable money. So TKO is not gonna.
Yeah, and for me, it's more of I'm thinking like that entire Indies heel being the elite Cody. Like he's so good that he doesn't necessarily need the advocate.
Agreed.
In his corner.
I
did see an idea that I liked. Somebody threw out online called basically the Nightmare Family. If you are going to go Cody and Heyman together, at least add Ricky and Ethan Page to it and round out the numbers.
You could do something.
I do like that.
So much fun. Just
I
need a heel Cody.
I'm
done with face Cody. I'm done.
I agree. I think to do a heel Cody though, you need for TKO realistically to do it, they need a fail-safe to bring him back as face Cody and have it make sense in kayfabe if they care about continuity, which is I guess a big if. But how you go about that is, I thought speaking to Kevin Owens, I thought in that initial feud when he Alabama slammed him through the ladder, I was like, that was vicious. Wow. I liked the idea of Cody needing to get more and more ruthless to maintain his title reign till you reach a breaking point, and then he's doing it by any means necessary. Make it even better if he still thinks he's the good guy. That would have been a cool little angle, but I thought they almost hinted towards it. And that, like him with AJ, the feud starts with him in the I Quit match with AJ, and then they never fleshed that out. Now we're stuck in a boring Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes program it's good guy Cody, bad guy Randy. All right.
Speaking of AJ Styles, I know that you may not follow as much TNA as we do, but Avery Styles, AJ's son, announced last night at Lockdown he has signed with TNA, making his debut at Lockdown 21 years after his dad did. Have you gotten a chance to see anything of what he's done on the Indies, or what do you think about the moves that he's made in wrestling so far?
So the one thing I've seen about Avery Styles, I've seen a couple of clips of him mimicking his dad's moves. Obviously, I've seen he really is coming out as the next AJ Styles in terms of presentation, sort of like Dominic Mysterio did. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. Get yourself over early. I mean, that's the best way to do it. I'll root for Avery Styles. I'm a big AJ Styles is my second favorite wrestler of all time. I'll root for AJ. I'll root for Avery Styles based on that as someone who casually watches TNA. But the other thing I've seen about him is the discourse surrounding the whole setting up and taking down the ring thing. I thought that was a load of overblown who cares, and people trying to tear down somebody that they're jealous of for nepotism. But I don't know. From what I've seen, he moves fluid. He was able to do a lot of his dad's stuff. This is a pretty, I don't think I'm saying anything revolutionary here. I think this is a pretty lukewarm take I'm making, but it just comes down to what can he do to differentiate himself now that he's a part of an active roster full time. Is he going to go the Dominic Mysterio route and really make a name for himself as his own independent character, or is he going to continue to be AJ Styles too? It remains to be seen.
Let's be honest here. WWE just signed this kid and sent him down to AA. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Let's go see what he can do on a TV show at TNA, because he's not ready for NXT.
No.
Let's go see what he can do in TNA. They have the partnership with NXT, so if he does well, sure he will be on NXT sooner rather than later, and then he will sign with WWE. Like,
this is WWE going as well.
Yeah, this is WWE going, let's see what you can do. We recommend you sign with TNA. You're on our feeder system.
Absolutely.
And it's because, and I know you've got the different classifications. It's a step up from just doing the ID program, which he could have easily. Because we see the promotions that he's making appearances at, and they could have very easily gone that route of an ID contract. But yeah, being able to have the history and the legacy of TNA and partnership, it just makes sense to again, see what they have there. And Fernando, good to see you tonight, as always, my friend. Podcast ad, quick aside, TNA Lockdown was really fucking good yesterday.
I saw the highlights.
One of the better shows of the year.
Looked like it was good. And I like the lockdown concept. I always did. I always liked the cage matches. I felt like they kind of didn't figure out what to do booking-wise a little bit later on. But, yeah, I thought it was a very well done show, at least from the highlights that I saw. And I think we did okay in the predictions league.
Yeah. I got to check the list again. But I think that, overall, I think we're going to remain in second place here. We'll see what happens, and All In can certainly impact that. But very, very good show all around. I still think that Ali and Jason Hotch had the best match of the night. That's my opinion. Bear Bronson bleeds and gets caught in barbed wire. Fork found in a drawer. So I think all around, like, it was just a very damn good show. Great showings by everybody all around. I don't know. I'm getting back into TNA again. I think that this is again, this was just an incredible night. Leon Slater going after Nick Nemeth. I think we got to revisit that contract talk again. Do you think that he potentially beats Nemeth for a world title before potentially departing for NXT?
Probably. It's kind of what they like to do. Leon Slater will be in WWE. I don't think that's
no doubt.
That's not a mystery to anybody. That's again one of the ones that's in their feeder system right now. But I like the option C because it was okay. If you lose this match, your title reign gets erased from history. Okay, he won the match, so it doesn't get erased, and then it's like, so he's just X Division champion again. Okay, like that's cool.
Yeah,
but why? And then they throw in the option C, and I thought it was very well done. I don't really love the option C, but if it's done well, kind of like it was done last night, I'm good with it. I'm just not a huge fan of the option C concept.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I personally like it just because it can help you to avoid some of the things that can happen when you book a double champion. And, at least that way there's the storyline kind of, conduit that makes sense of, okay, I have this championship. It's fucking great. I've defended it. I've done really well with it. This has been my legacy. However, there's a bigger prize I have my eye on. I will give up this title if I get a shot at that one.
Yeah, I just think it devalues that X Division title just a little bit.
Cedric's going to win it back anyway.
Probably. La Parka and Penta are up next.
They are.
Tyler, are you watching AAA?
Not too much. I was following Ludwig Kaiser's. No. I know.
You got to watch AAA. You got. I promise.
He did the hard sell to me too, but I mean, dude, it is a very, very good.
That's all I've heard. Yeah. That's all I've heard. I mean,
it's so good.
I can't lie to you fellas. For me, I'm juggling so many different things right now. I'm struggling to get my hours of WWE in right now. But it's been pitched to me quite a bit. I keep up with the clips. I was a big Ludwig Kaiser guy, so I've loved anything El Grande Americano. Not that they're the same guy, but I know that they're good friends. So, I stay in the loop with Ludwig's good buddy El Grande. But other than that, no, but I've heard it's great. Heard it's great stuff.
It's very good. If you can find an hour, if you
worth
can find
it.
an hour, it's 100% worth it. Mr. Cincinnati will attest to it. I started watching it. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing WWE is doing right now. So, I think they're doing a great job showcasing it on Raw. So, that's a little bit of a taste. They get way more time down there, and it's fast. It's just breakneck speed. It's so good.
Isn't Taker booking it? Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Taker and Jeremy Borash are kind of the leads there. I mean, it's just.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Huh.
Great mind for the business.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Taker are booking the WWE right now.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Man.
Rock's gonna ruin everything.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on now.
That out loud.
You don't want to. You don't want to see Dwayne Johnson versus Roman Reigns in 2029?
No,
it's not. If it doesn't happen next year, it's not happening at all. I don't think that you. I don't know.
It has to happen. It has to happen in Saudi.
We need It has to happen in Saudi. We need 2 more Fast and Furious movies at least before we can get to that. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Vin Diesel will cry.
Well, Well, I don't know how many more movies The Rock's going to do now that this music career's taken off too. So
It's true.
like,
Between him and Chris Jericho, I mean, we're really spoiled as wrestling fans.
you think TKO funded that music venture?
In some capacity, allegedly.
That's why I can't afford tickets to these damn shows. Rock's over here making music. Come on.
Hey, let's just be happy it's not Pat McAfee's album, with all due respect to Pat McAfee.
Dude, I can't believe ESPN has ruined ESPN. Just as McAfee. Like, I've had enough. I'm done.
Money talks. Money
And
talks.
now ESPN unlimited prices are going up in about 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, they got to pay his salary.
Look, he's dynamic. He's brought. I have an adage. I was going to make a video about, like, a little TikTok about it. I put my TikToks are quick, fast paced. I don't really flesh out too many of my thoughts on them. But the idea that everything is pro wrestling. When you know pro wrestling and you know the way that the business and the industry works, you start to notice that every industry is very much like pro wrestling, and it's the same thing. I mean, Pat McAfee's over. He's putting butts in the seats, even if it's just so that people can hate on him. So ESPN in an industry, television industry, that's hitting some turbulent waters, or maybe just some times that were not predicted. With how online everything is. Pat McAfee gets the clicks, and in this day and age, that's the equivalent to a ticket sale in the Silverdome.
He's almost as bad as Portnoy at this point.
And Portnoy's another one. Portnoy's a great. Portnoy cuts a mean promo. He cuts a mean promo.
Man.
Yep.
I'm tired of both of them.
Yep.
Can't argue with it. No, I don't disagree.
He brought
just
some life to that college football panel, though. I will say.
Yeah.
He did. He
Look, it's John Cena. He's ESPN's John Cena. You know how sick we all were of watching John Cena open every single Monday Night Raw for 10 years straight. When he was coming up, though, it was, this is exciting. This is interesting. This is a new talent, fresh faced, and then you get bored. But at the end of the day, he's selling merch.
Starting to be convinced that wrestling is real. People are fake.
That's the class. Yeah.
100%.
Real.
But gentlemen, as we get ready to wrap up, we're coming up on time here. We got an incredible main event to watch. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us tonight as we wrap up here. Where can everybody find you on social media if they want to keep up with your takes on wrestling and the content that you're dropping?
Absolutely. Well, first things first, I'd be remiss if I didn't plug my actual television show that I'm on 4 hours every day. I don't really know why, unless you're in Springfield, you'd want to watch, but it is Western Mass News. You can find it at westernmassnews.com. I host Friday Night Frenzy. That's our sports show. If you just want to watch some high school football, that's a great avenue. We put on a professional level product. Beyond that, though, the stuff that you guys probably care about a lot more, Tyler Beraldi TV on TikTok. That's where you're going to find me dropping my occasional vintage wrestling takes or even modern wrestling takes from time to time. I like throwing out the deep cuts. If you think that my deep cuts aren't deep enough, send me a message and I'll spitefully come out with a deeper one. And you can even conjure. Don't make me bring out George Hackenschmidt versus Frank Gotch. I will. But nonetheless, yeah, Tyler Beraldi TV on TikTok. That's where I'm uploading these days. Tyler Beraldi on Instagram if you want to keep up with just my going out to the bar and having a good time. That's all I got.
I like it. Well, thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Tomorrow we are joined by NWA National Heavyweight Champion Brian Idol, returning to the Wrestling Junkies. Last time he was here in December, he was the television champion, and now he's showing up with a new title. So I don't know what it is, but the Wrestling Junkies just equal gold for some reason. So tune in to that interview. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. For Tyler Beraldi, for the podcast I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until tomorrow, enjoy those graps.